and course trainer for Search Titans. So just pause the music there. All right, so today we're going to be talking about SEO backlinks and how to get them. Now, I'm not being facetious and I'm not being extraordinary when I tell you that I have been working in the SEO backlink industry since 2001. I was one of the very first people, first professionals, first people to develop a backlink company, purchase backlinks from massive websites like CNN, Fox News, National Geographic, and many others, and then resell those backlinks to merchants and to companies who needed backlinks for their SEO back in 2001. Now, SEO back then was fledgling. It was in its infancy. The meta keyword tag had just been eliminated already in 2001, and Google was focusing more on the reliability of the website content that it was looking at, because when Google first started out, the algorithm was relatively simple. Search every page that is publicly available on the internet and read what it says in text, index that content, and then prioritize the content based on a couple of hundred points, question points. Like one of those points would be the title of the page, the meta tag title of the page. Is the keyword that the user is searching for, is that keyword in that title? Yes or no? Yes, it is. It's exactly that way in the title. That would immediately get you ranked in position 1. But the problem is, what happens when there's more than one person with the exact same title in the title, with the exact same keyword in the title tag? They're two different pieces of content, but they have exactly the same keyword. For example, backlinks or backlinking, SEO backlinking. Let's say that I have SEO backlinking in my title, and everybody else has it as well. Well, which one of us gets position 1? From there, it gets very complicated. But another very, 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 very simple way for Google to decide which one gets in position 1, well, which one of you has more content? Like, seriously, like, you have 500 words of content on your site, but that other guy, he has the same keyword in his title tag, and guess what? He has 4,000 words. You're not in position 1, you're in position 2. You're right behind that guy. And you're behind everybody else who has more content than you do about that particular keyword. This is a primary judgment call on Google's search results. The more content you have, the higher you're going to rank, because that automatically makes you more relevant. You have more to say on a subject, which means that the people looking for your subject, your keyword, are going to want to learn more about you. They're going to want to look at your content rather than look at all of the content, rather than look at somebody else's page with only a little bit of words on it, because that's not really interesting. So those two are extremely major points in SEO. But then what happens when, and this, obviously there's a lot more points, but what happens when both pages have the exact same keyword in the title tag, the content's completely different, but they each have 2,000 words each on each page? It's equal. Well, Google cannot distinguish the quality of content between one page and the other. That's not possible for a robot to do. To a robot, you could just say garbage and it wouldn't make any difference to it. So Google decided, you know what? It's not up to us. It's not up to the robot, to the search engine, to decide which of these pieces of content is better. It's up to the people to decide. It's a democratic software. Nobody ever talks about that with Google, and I don't exactly know why. This is the reason there's such controversy when it comes to SEO backlinks. Yeah, there's a huge controversy when it comes to it, because people purchase backlinks for cash. Like me! I used to do that! I was like one of the first. Alright, if you really want the truth, I was the first person to do it. My company's name was WebPros Inc. This was 2001. It was like 20 years ago. No, 18 years ago now. Long time ago. Anyway, I was the first person to call up CNN in 2001, and I said, hey guys, I see that here, let me show you. I think I can well, it's the design of CNN is completely different today than when it was back then. Obviously, they've improved an enormous amount. But the simple fact is that back then, there was a box, a gray box, an empty gray box at the top of the page. It was a really small square, just big enough to put exactly 25 characters of text from one edge to the gray box of the other edge of the gray box. And it was an inch wide. It was an inch thick and 25 characters long. And it was empty. CNN simply hadn't thought of a use for that spot. Now here, what you're seeing here, this is today's design. I mean, see, I don't even recognize this. The colors are all wrong. I mean, this was years ago. And it's completely, the design today is completely different. We didn't have a lot of video back then, or did we? No, CNN had video. They were one of the first doing it. Let me see. U.S. Politics World. This was my favorite section of CNN. So I purchased that little gray box for $50,000 for 1 month. CNN's not dumb. The media seller that sold me that content, that little box, he knew it was worthless to them at the time. Because nobody was selling advertising in that box. It was there, it was empty, and it would take maybe a couple of hours for the tech team to write the text links and put them in that box for me. And I was willing to pay $50,000 for 30 days. I'll just leave the text links live for 30 days. They said, yeah, sure. The director said yes. Everybody signed off on it as a test run for CNN. And the mistake I made was to sell those text links far too cheaply. To this day, it was one of my greatest regrets is that I sold the first link on the world section, which got maybe, at the time this was a lot, 20 million views per month. At the time, hey, in my favorite, this was 2001, okay? There was a book that had been written 2 years before that, in 1999, and the book said that one day the internet would exceed 100 million users. And it was like this big prediction, and that was just 2 years before this, okay? So let's relax. But yeah, 20 million views, 20 million unique visitors a month was a lot at the time. And this section got that many views every month from people all over the world. And I had this, well, you see what this banner is here, the Music Experience USA? This is a dynamic banner that changes every time. If I reload the page, it should be a different banner based on a great deal of programming. This is programmatic. That's programmatic banner advertising. This is light years ahead. Or in this case, it's the exact same one. All right, fine. You see where this one here, the music is? That's where my little box was. It was maybe a quarter of the size of that banner. And I had enough room to put 4 text links in that tiny gray box. So at the top was the first 25 characters, and then I had 4 others. The first sale that I made after I purchased the content from CNN for $50,000, because I had that, I had all over that box. I had it in the template all over the website. So I had them put links on every page, on every section. I ended up selling 150 placements in total at the top, and then another 400 at the bottom. That's another story for another day. But it's the same exact thing. It's just a longer text link at the bottom of the page. At the time, Google didn't even have an opinion on purchasing text links. It was in 2005 that Google invented the no-follow tag to indicate what's a sponsored link and what's not a sponsored link, because it was considered cheating. But when I did it, I was the first one to do it. There was no cheating. There was no nothing. There was no rules that I was breaking. Not until 2005, 4 years later. But I stopped, the company stopped within, I think we stopped in 2004 for various reasons. I think AdSense had come out and it took over all my spots anyway. But the mistake that I made was selling too low. And so CNN preferred to have very, very large clients. And so I moved on to Fox News and others that didn't mind having smaller clients. But I sold it for $500 for the top link, man. The top link, I sold it for $500. Today, looking back, I could have sold it for $500,000 and the guy would have made at least, he made a lot of money on that link. I don't know exactly what the revenue was, but he made a lot of money buying that first link, and he even told me that it was too cheap too. So the second link I sold, the number 2, I sold for $5,000. And then I sold a lot of others at 5,000, 1,500, and whatever. It was a great campaign. I learned as I went. But anyway, that's backlinks. And that was back in 2001. Now you can't do that. It's against Google's guidelines because there's abuse. And also because it's not a very legitimate vote. Now, what is a legitimate vote? What does that mean? A backlink is a vote. That's all it is. And if you buy a vote, it's not a vote anymore. It's money exchanging hands. That's what Google doesn't like about buying backlinks. The only way to get super high quality content, super high quality backlinks for your website today, the only way is to earn it. That's the only legal way, so to speak. It's not against the law, but it is against the guidelines of Google to buy text links. So if you want CNN to have a link to your website, you're gonna have to earn it the hard way. So this session, this live stream, it's about teaching you how to earn it instead of just buying it. Does that mean you're gonna get the backlink for free? No, CNN's not gonna take your money, because CNN will actually publish an article with a backlink to your website under the right circumstances, completely free of charge, because it's editorial content. And that's the only way to get the best quality links today, is to earn it. But you can pay to earn it. And that's the great thing. And that's what I want to teach you. That's what I want to teach all my students. I want to teach you how to pay for the right thing. And then you're going to earn your backlinks the right way. Today, I'm going to do something very difficult for me. I am going to tell you about a story. Not right now. I'm going to stop this live stream in a few minutes, maybe in, 15, 20 minutes after I give you the lowdown on how to earn your backlinks. And then I'm going to earn one for myself the hard way. Here's the best part. There's no reason for me to think that AdTech Tokyo, and that's who I'm going to be going after. I want AdTech Tokyo. Let me show you their website. They're over here. These guys, AdTech Tokyo. I've been to this Tokyo. I went to Japan and I went to the AdTech in Tokyo. It was amazing. It was one of the best experiences of my life. I've been to AdTechs all over the world. London, Paris, Tokyo now, Japan, America. So we have Chicago, New York. I've never been to the San Francisco one. Or was I? I don't remember. I think I might have. Anyway, I've been to so many ad techs I can't even remember them all. I've even spoken at ad techs about advanced SEO, advanced digital marketing. And I intend to talk at ad tech again. Next year, when Search Titans has more clients, we're definitely going to be sponsoring ad tech, and we're going to get a backlink as a sponsor. And that's legitimate to Google, but we're supposed to put a no-follow tag on that link. I'm not going to put a no-follow tag on that link. If I sponsor it it's because it's part of the deal. That being said, how can I earn a backlink from AdTech for free? Well, there's only one way to do it right. I have to produce a piece of content so incredibly valuable to AdTech Tokyo that they will just have to share it with everybody that they know. I have to earn that respect, however. I can't buy it. I can't even call them to ask them to publish it. They're going to have to discover my live feed on their own. Not this one, the next one that I'm going to do after I finish talking about backlinks. I'm going to have to get them to find me on their own by using their brand and saying, I'm talking about these guys. I have gone to their show. They're amazing. And I have to convince them through my live stream, through my content, to share it with everyone because it's in their best interest to do so. By earning that backlink, I don't have to use a no-follow tag, even if I am a sponsor. So if I sponsor these guys next year, which I will, and I'll be giving my courses to the Japanese people, hopefully, well, I'm going to get my backlink as a sponsor, and it's going to have a no-follow tag. But I'm also going to produce extremely high quality content focused exclusively for the 15,000 people that attended AdTech in AdTech Tokyo in 2017. I don't know how many people in 2018, and I don't know how many of the people that are going to be in 19, but I can tell you that I'm going to make content that's incredibly valuable to every man and woman that goes to that show. Because that's the only way I can guarantee that I'm going to get an original backlink to my content from AdTech Tokyo. And that's very challenging to do. I will most likely fail. I will most likely fail at this attempt. I'm going to do it. I'm going to try everything I can. But there's a really, really strong chance that AdTech Tokyo, the responsible agents, will not see that video. And maybe even if they do, maybe it's offensive to them. Maybe they have rules. Maybe, oh, there's a million reasons why they will not share it even on LinkedIn. Or maybe they'll make it a part of themselves. They'll share it on LinkedIn like I want them to. They'll share it with all of the conference attendees and the conference sponsors. And they'll give me a spot, a page of my very own on edtechtokyo.com where I can write an article in English and in Japanese, get an interpreter to rewrite the article so that it makes really good sense in Japanese, make a video just for the article, just for them, the way that they ask me to do it. Maybe I can get interviewed by one of their staff. And that, it doesn't matter to me what I have to do in order to get adtechtokyo.com to put a link to my website. Because this is the only way is for me to earn it the hard way. I have to give them the best possible content. If I have to give them secrets of digital marketing, I will. Because it's worth it to me. And because I'm going to teach everybody anyway, so it's no big deal. I give away my secrets through the course, openly and freely. All I ask is that you pay for the certification. Because by the time you're done, you're going to be the best digital marketer in your industry. Don't take my word for it. Ask my students. Ask Colin Woon, who's the head of SEO for William Hill, one of the biggest gambling company in the UK. And he was one of my graduates. He has a Search Titans certificate. And he's not the only one. There are many others. Danielle Fudge, she graduated from my training, and she has a very high placement in Amazon.co.uk within digital marketing, and many other examples. And they become the best digital marketers in their industry for one reason: is I drill into you techniques that I've been learning for 20 years, most of which have been forgotten. Most techniques we came up with back 20 years ago, we didn't have the bandwidth. Like video, live streaming, this is unbelievable to me. It's like the latest technology. I have a webcam that costs $150. The entire world is listening to me talk right now, and it doesn't cost me a penny. And through SEO, and I could do that all day long. Well, it wasn't like that in 2001. In 2001, if you were talking video, only a handful of people could even see it. You know, it was very complicated. It wasn't very easy. YouTube came along, pushed things along. Anyway, moving on. Right now I'm talking to you about backlinks, and I want you to earn it. And so you got to pick your AdTech Tokyo. And why am I choosing Japan anyway? You don't speak Japanese. Most of the people watching this don't speak Japanese. Oh, good. I don't want you to focus on my keyword. I didn't even tell you what my keyword is going to be. By the way, it's going to be digital marketing course. Yeah, that's the keyword. In Japanese. You want to see what that looks like in Japanese? Because I own the domain name digitalmarketing.net. I'm going to show you right now. Wait, no, that's the Honey website. Oh no, I'm lost. Where is my website? There it is. Forgive the background color. I'm messing around with a template at the moment. This is digitalmarketing.net. That's what that says in Japanese. Anyone you ask, please type in Japanese digital marketing. They'll type in what that says. Okay, that's basically that's the whole strategy for my company in Japan. Because I can't do better than that. That's the best I could do. If I could get the word digital, but that wouldn't mean anything. There's digital watches. No. It's unbelievably targeted for me to have digitalmarketing.net. Interestingly, I also have digitalmarketing.com in Korean. But I'm having technical issues with that website. But yeah, I actually managed to get the .com for Korea, which is great because South Korea is a major market for me. I just have to get a visa to go there, and it's complicated to do business in Korea. But Naver is the Google of Korea, by the way. And Naver models their search parameters on Google, I would imagine. I could see that it's very, very similar, but it's a little bit more advanced, and it's tailored for Korean speakers. We were talking about backlinks. Don't get me distracted. Naver's amazing, Google's amazing, Yahoo's amazing. They all have their values to different people. but backlinks you have to earn. So for me, digital marketing is the big keyword, and in Japanese. And the best place for me to get a link to that domain name is on AdTech Tokyo. It's so easy for me. There's also AdTech Osaka, which I have friends in Osaka now because I spent a few weeks doing business there. And I think Kyoto also has an AdTech. So it would be in my best interest, it would be in the best interest of my company, Search Titans, to get a link from these websites that says digital marketing in the anchor text. You might want to write that down. Anchor text. This is a fundamental aspect of backlinking. Very few people mention it. Do not know why. Matt Cutts, I recommend you watch everything Matt Cutts has ever published on YouTube. Matt Cutts, Google. Anything he has to say when he's talking for Google is unbelievably tailored, and it is very, very crystal clear. He doesn't say a lot. Well, he does speak of a lot of subjects, but when he talks about one subject, you will notice he will repeat what he said verbatim. He will give a very slightly different example, but he sticks to his guns. That means that the instructions are incredibly clear. When he talks, you should listen. One of the things that he said, hey, I have based my entire career's success on listening to that man talk because he worked for Google, and what he was allowed to say was extremely limited to what he was allowed to say. Examples he gave were approved by Google. This is no joke. This is the best that Google was able to offer, was Matt Cutts' opinions. And by following his advice to the letter as often as I could, I've managed to make a great career, and I've had a lot of success. One of the things Matt Cutts said that really stuck with me was that when you're writing your anchor text, don't keep it short. What? I thought you were going to say, shouldn't I put the keyword in the anchor text? Of course you should put the keyword in the anchor text, says Matt Cutts. I'm paraphrasing. Of course you should put the keyword in the anchor text. That's the whole point of backlinking. Whatever the anchor text says is your vote, is the vote for whatever keywords that website is going to rank for. So if you have one backlink and the anchor text has, for example, SEO Backlink digital marketing. That's what the anchor text says. SEO digital marketing, SEO Backlink digital marketing, whatever. It doesn't even matter what arrangement you put those four words in, not to Google, because as long as the words are present within the anchor text, I'm good to go. Any combination of those four words, I have been voted for by Company X, in this case AdTech Tokyo, would put SEO Backlink digital marketing in Japanese, and that would be a link going back to digitalmarketing.net in Japanese to the page that talks about SEO backlinking digital marketing, which I have to make a page for that now. Great, thanks for that. And I have to write an article with at least 1,000 words in Japanese. Thanks for that. Man, these examples are going to give me a lot of work, but it's okay. I'm going to do that because I said it on a live stream, and I put my money where my mouth is. And I'm going to show you how to do that. It's going to take a while. It might take a few days to get the whole project sorted out. I can't write a 1,000 word article in 15 minutes. Well, I can, but it's going to be crap. I'd rather take days. I would rather earn it. I would rather take months to get that article right, to get it perfect. I would rather have a 3-hour movie on that page and 5,000 words of content and an ebook just for that one keyword and take 6 months to do it, rather than do it quickly and crap. Because I need to earn AdTech's respect. And I'm only going to do that if I touch on every single point that those keywords references. I've just given you a lot of content to digest, so let's go back a little bit. All right? Matt Cutts said, you need to put more words in your anchor text. It's a mistake for me to ask AdTech Tokyo to just use those 4 keywords in the anchor text. What I should ask them to do is to make an entire paragraph as a backlink. So you can click anywhere in the paragraph and it'll go to my website. this isn't my opinion. I think that's the ugliest thing in the world. It's a huge backlink. It's so ugly and it's so inelegant. But Matt Cutts literally said that I should do that. And he works for Google. And they really choose their words carefully, man. It irritates the living snot out of me that I have to do something that goes against my own... It goes against my own instincts. I want to put only the keywords that I want to rank for. But no. Matt Cutts says don't go overboard. Don't do the whole page as a backlink, because then it's a scam. And it feels like a scam. And you're going to trigger... an investigation into your site. You don't want that. You know, I've never been investigated with a manual action before on any of my sites. I've taken over companies that have that and they ask me to fix it for them. That's what I do best, you know. So that's all right. But personally, I don't break Google's guidelines. That's too risky, man. Just too risky. I have too much success without breaking their guidelines. So in order for AdTech Tokyo to make me a backlink that according to Matt Cutts' instructions, I'm going to need to backlink at least one sentence, preferably 2 sentences, but not the whole paragraph and not the whole page. The entire sentence, and this is really critical here, this is the big winner here, this is the big money maker about backlinks, and Matt Cutts says it so subtly, it's easy to miss it. He says, every word in the backlink, even if it is a paragraph, every word in that backlink needs to be present on the landing page that it's linking to. You should write that down. Whoever's listening to this. I'll wait. It's a live stream. I got time. Okay, enough waiting. You write that down. What I said was, if you're going to have a backlink on somebody else's website, whether you paid for it or not, that's not the issue here. We're long past that. I do not pay for backlinks. What you want to pay for is the content that's on the landing page. You want to pay for, you want to pay to earn that backlink. And it's okay to do that. You can pay money to earn a position, a backlink on somebody else's website, because you're doing everybody a massive favor by earning it. But if you buy it, you're just cheating. And you're not giving any quality content. You're not giving quality content to anybody, and then you're just pissing everybody off, including Google, which is the least of your concerns. So produce amazing content and earn that backlink. But when you have the backlink, I want you to make it long. I want you to select a couple of sentences within that article, and I want you to look at every word that's descriptive in that sentence. And I want you to make sure that those words are somewhere located on your page, on the page that it's going to. I'm going to try to give you an example. This is a tough one though, because again with a honey website. I have a lot of Japanese websites because I wanted to prove a point. Even though I can't speak the language, I can still get into position 5 for unbelievably profitable keywords. Like this one, for example, is truffle farm. So in Japanese, if you type in truffle farm in Japanese, you just use Google Translate. I think in position 5 or 6, you'll see my searchtitans.com domain name. Sorry for the long connection. And what you'll discover is that I focused on truffle farm as a keyword. You see that is a truffle right there. It's a white truffle, extremely rare, only grows in Italy, and very, 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 very expensive. I partner with a company called Macchiosi, and they allow me to sell these products in Japan almost exclusively. So I have position 5 on Google for the keyword truffle farm. But that's another lesson. Right now we're talking about backlinks. On this page, as I look through it, it's a very long page of content. That's because I like to talk about the whole subject of digital marketing, SEMrush, and everything. So it's a very long page. As long as my backlinks on AdTech Tokyo, even if I have like 100 words in my backlink, that's pretty extreme, I think. That's like a whole paragraph. I would have to look at every word in that paragraph on AdTech Tokyo. I would have to come back to this page, and I would have to locate those words on the page. They don't have to be in the same combination. I don't care about that. The words there have to be here. And if they're not, then that's going to cause friction, and the value of the backlink is going to decrease. Why is the value of the backlink going to decrease? because I'm not going to benefit from the combinations of the words that I missed. So I'm still going to rank really good for the keywords that I did get right. But I'm going to miss out on so many combinations because I didn't also have the words here on this page. I'm not talking about stuffing the words in there like in a list or something. I'm talking about rewriting the content so that it also references those words just once or twice if you want to, no big deal. But once you've done that, your backlink has a tremendous value now. And Google is going to give you every combination of all of the words in the backlink because they're matched on your landing page. And that means you got to vote for every one of those combinations put together, man. That's it. The bigger, imagine 100 words. 100 words. And every combination of those intermixed words is how many keywords you are now on page 1 for. Obviously, you're still dealing with competition, but you're ahead of the game because the other people might not have a backlink that has the exact combination of words that you want. And that's where your ranking really starts to go up. Especially when you're on a website that already has those words and they're already one of the most important websites in Japan for the keyword digital marketing. It's not the only one. I can be on any newspaper in Japan will be good for my company because I need to talk to small business owners, medium-sized business owners, large business owners, digital marketers, project managers, every CEOs, CMOs. Everybody's got to talk to me because I have the keys to the kingdom. My colleagues at Search Titan, we've done it all. We've been around the block. We know how to make you billions of dollars because that's what we do for fun. And we do that for a living. And to prove a point, here's an Excel sheet. I hope this works. Nope, it doesn't work. It's not the right Excel sheet. Where did it go? Here it is on Google Drive. To prove a point, let me show you how I distinguish how much money I can make from a keyword or not. And we're not deviating from backlinks just yet. I'm just going to tell you why I chose the word backlinks today. I made a decision. I could have talked about anything relating to digital marketing today. This is a live stream. I could talk about whatever I want. Why did I choose backlinks? It's not even, it only has 10,000 searches a month on average. And that's just a wild guess because Google removed, they changed the keyword research tool where they give this range. It's awful. It's the worst. It really messes with my Excel sheets. But anyway, it costs $7.75 a click for the word backlinks because people like to sell backlinks and it's very lucrative when you get somebody to buy one. I don't sell backlinks, not anymore, not since 2004. And in 2005, it became against the guidelines. So I'm definitely not selling backlinks anymore. And I don't buy them either because when you buy them from someone, they're willing to scam you. That's basically the way that works. If you're doing something against the rules, then you're getting scammed. So don't buy text links. It's stupid. Earn them instead. You're going to spend as much money earning them as you're going to spend buying them. But if you buy them, they have zero value to anybody. If you earn them, you're going to make a ton of money. You're going to gain the respect of your peers, of your clients, of your customers. Everybody's going to want to link to you because you have the best content. And it's not a big secret. I'm not telling you something you don't already know. Why did I choose backlinks? Because of that reason. I'm going to go up against people who are selling you backlinks. That's an easy people. Those are easy competitors to shoot out of the sky because I'm going to show you how to earn it. Also, I decided that if I were to buy the keyword, if I were to pay for the bid, look, this is my data. I would lose money if I go to Google Ads right now and I bid on the keyword backlinks. Because of all the competition, I'm going to have to pay too much money and I'm not going to make a return on investment on my courses because I don't sell backlinks. I sell courses of backlinks, how to earn them. And in my certification class, I don't just teach you what I'm teaching you now. This is one technique. I have 150 more that are even more profitable than this one and easier to do and sometimes much more expensive. Like New York Times, that's $150,000 per backlink because you got to earn it. And it's not easy with New York Times. You have to produce a featured article with really big brand name journalists. And if you put in 150 large into that, Yeah, you'll probably score an amazing article in New York Times and a backlink to your website, psh, from New York Times. It's so rare. It's like a unicorn for SEO people. But it's still going to cost you 150 grand to produce the content. And that's what I want to talk to you about today. That's what my backlinking strategy is about. Not spending money to buy it, spending money to earn it. You don't have to spend 150 grand. I'm not spending any money at all today. And I'm going to attempt to impress and earn my backlinks from AdTech Tokyo. And it's not just going to be one day. I'm starting this today during a live stream, but I'm not going to be finished until they accept me. And not because I'm a sponsored partner. I'm going to get that link and I'm going to no follow it because I don't want to get in trouble. It literally says sponsored Search Titans when I do AdTech, when I sponsor from AdTech. I've been a sponsor of AdTech since 2001. I've had many booths with them. It wouldn't be the first time, but now I know follow my links. So if I'm going to earn one, it has to be valuable for everybody. And I'm going to show you how to do that. The keyword that I choose, it's not even decided yet. I'm not even fussed about it. I haven't even finished producing the content. But for this live stream, I decided to focus on the keyword backlinks because I can't pay for it on Google Ads. Why would I do that? According to my statistics, now let me walk you through this, okay? It's 10,000 impressions per month on average. Okay. My competitors, it's a 62% competitive, which means that at 100%, that means that all the ads are already bought and paid for. There's no traffic left that I can get for cheap. That's basically what that means. Oh, you could look at it from 100 different other ways, like that's how many competitors there are, or whatever. The way I look at it is if it's 62% competitive, that means I have 38% where I can get remnant inventory. I can get clicks from that people don't want, like free backlinks. Oh, that's why it's 62%. Yeah. Nobody wants to talk about free backlinks. Nobody's going to pay $7 a click for the keyword that has anything to do with the word free in it, which is why it's not as competitive as you might imagine. But for me, it's a little bit of a different story. I can't make any money at all from the word backlinks unless you take my course. So I don't care if you click in free or if you click in if you type in if you type in the word free backlinks or how to get free backlinks. DIY backlinks would be amazing for me and detrimental to the people who are trying to sell you backlinks. So this is actually a pretty good keyword for me, but I'm not paying $7 for it because according to my math, well, the intent is not even 100%. Let me update the intent of this keyword, and then I'll explain what intent means. And I have to do this manually, so it's a pain. I'm going to say that there's a 38%. There we go. A 38. Whoops. Why is the percentage thing not working? There it is. Okay. So, does that work? Yeah. All right. There we go. So it's 38% intent to take my course. That's the way I see it. It's a manual. It's a manual decision that I've made. Oh my goodness. Well, anyway, it's also a dormant one because I don't update the intent in this sheet. I'm actually, on Monday, I met with a company called Roundabout. Ingmar was the man's name. Very, very, very knowledgeable about social media. Not so knowledgeable about search engine marketing. So when we got to talking, I discovered an amazing use for his software that he hadn't foreseen before for SEO and SEM, because using his software, I can actually develop a percentage of intent of the keyword. So what does that mean? That means that out of 10,000 people, I'm saying 38% of them will most likely be interested in my course. So that means that the value of this keyword has dropped by 62%. I only put 38% up there because it's easy for me, because I see that the competitors are only 62%, so I made the difference. But that's not a really good way to calculate this. I don't really know what the intent of the people who are typing in backlinks. I don't know what their intent is. Are they talking about links that you put on your back? I don't know. Maybe. That's definitely a possibility. I've been doing this for 20 years and I've seen weird stuff. I never guess anymore. I can't just assume that somebody's typing in my product when they type in a keyword that doesn't specifically say the name of my product. Whew. That's a lot to digest, isn't it? Yeah. So, Ingmar tells me if I put in a tag, backlinks, hashtag backlinks into roundabout, live right now, his software is going to tell me all of the other hashtags that people are typing in relevant to backlinks. So I'm actually going to be able to distinguish how valuable it is based on the intent. Because if their intention is SEO, it's all the hashtags are going to be SEO related. And then I know that my intent is going to be 100%. But if he starts seeing backlinks in architecture, ooh, I need to start counting those. And that way I'll get a number that says relevant to SEO is X, and then irrelevant to SEO is Y. And that will give me my intent. So I'm really excited about that. I know it's a nerd thing to say, but man, that's a big deal. I had to guess the 38%. That's not a very good thing. I hate guessing when I have so much data at my disposal. Now, roundabout social advertising, I don't know why they call it social anymore now, because this is more valuable. Their software's, roundabout software, Ingmar explanation of how it works, is more valuable to search engine marketing than it could ever be to social media. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't get it for social media. Get it for, obviously, do that as well. I'm just saying you're going to make a lot more money on SEM, 100% more. Well, because you can start cutting away the keywords that aren't relevant to your campaign. Negative keywords. Everybody knows what that is, but how do you decide what a negative keyword is and isn't? For a campaign, for an ad group, for one keyword. Tell me which ones. Go ahead. Tell me which one's to negative match for backlinks. I mean, there is an actual backlink in architectural terminology. Is that something that people are typing into Google though? Actually, very rarely it is. It's like 1% or something. Okay, Ingmar's software live will tell me over the next few days how many people are typing in backlinks, hashtag backlinks, referring to something that doesn't have to do with digital marketing. And I'm going to update my intent column based on what Ingmar tells me the percentage is. So I'm really excited about that. It's brand new. Even this template hasn't been updated to that software because I just learned about it on Monday. And that's the other exciting thing about Search Titans is we tell you what we learn as we go because we're learning new things every day. Ingmar's software is brand new. It's not very ancient. It only came out a few months ago or years. I don't know. He's been working on it for a while, but it's available now. You don't know about it, and I'm telling you, and it's state of the art. That's great. And that's what Search Titans does a lot. So you're going to see me updating my Excel sheets constantly, as if this thing was just made yesterday. But I've been using this for 20 years. I've been updating it for 20 years, and I'm not going to stop because the more I update it, the more profit I make. The more profit I make. The more money I bring home, not just revenue, which is one thing, profit. Because I can reduce my I can reduce my costs thanks to Ingmar's software. I can reduce my costs by adding a whole bunch of negative match keywords that I never would have imagined just by looking at his hashtags, which is an amazing thing for me. I can take his hashtags that aren't relevant to SEO and digital marketing, add them without the hashtag mark as negative match keywords in all of my ad groups that mention backlinks. Suddenly I'm not spending any money on people that don't want my course. That's amazing. That's a huge money saver. Suddenly, the number's not going to be red anymore for me in PPC. If the number changes, if I can get that right, instead of losing $52 for every sale that I make from that keyword, I might actually make a profit. Even though my gross revenue is $17,000. That's the gross revenue that I would make from backlinks as a keyword, but the cost is so high, I'm losing a lot of money. And my ROI is negative 34% on that keyword if I pay Google for Google Ads to target that keyword. Which is why I'm doing a live stream right now targeting the keyword backlinks. Challenge. Now, if I get one click for free from this live stream, when people type in backlinks, I just made $7.76 for free. Well, more or less for free because I didn't pay cash, But what did I do? Now, if you've been paying attention to this live stream, you're going to be able to answer that question. What did I do that was so special that got me into position 1 for backlinks? I earned it. I earned it by talking for God knows how long about SEO backlinks, about why you shouldn't buy it, why you should use no follow tags and when you should use the no follow tags, and how to earn the next one. Now, if you sell honey, for example, which I actually do sell honey in Japan, in Korea, in America. Who cares? It's all over the world. I have literally I have honey from all over the world, and I sell it to everyone all over the world. And the reason I do that, by the way, just sidestep on honey, is that if you eat honey raw from another country, you will be inoculated by many of the bacteria and the funguses that country hosts. You'll be inoculated like a vaccine through the organic honey, because all of that honey is originally from flowers in that country. It comes with the bacteria, the dead bacteria, the dead fungus, because honey kills bacteria. All of it, 100%. This is scientific, not opinion. And it kills 100% of fungus. That's not an opinion, it's a fact. And so when you have a finished honey product produced by the bees, you're actually eating, I know it sounds gross, but you're eating the remains of this bacteria, and I believe that gives you antibodies. Scientists are, I mean, it's very difficult to prove something like that. But there's no doubt that eating honey is very healthy. Eating honey from another country is just as healthy as eating the honey from yours. So why don't you just take my word for it, buy the honey from Japan before you go to Japan, and you'll be inoculized, or maybe not. Maybe that's just a rumor that I made up. But you still want to buy honey from Japan, don't you? Well, I buy my honey from St. Lucia because it's so delicious and creamy. How do I get backlinks to this website? Well, it's actually not that hard. I just have to find a food website. Any food website at all will do. If they talk about honey, well, let's see. Let me copy this one keyword here. I don't think that it's been updated, so I don't think you're going to get to see my website in its full glory with the video meta tag. I did upload it yesterday. It takes like 2 or 3 days. I hate to admit it. You're going to see me in position 1 because I'm using the whole title tag. So you'll see me in position 1 now. That's what I call an SEO cheat sheet, an SEO cheat, because nobody will ever type in my exact title exactly as I wrote it. It's too long, it's too clunky, and it doesn't make any sense. I don't want you to read what it says unless you're Japanese, so I'm not translating it because I'm trying to prove a point. The point is, I'm in position 1 for that keyword because my SEO techniques are multinational. They're pan-national, they're pan-language. Doesn't matter. I don't even speak Japanese. All I know is how to say my name, Debido. That's how you say David. It's awesome. I love my Japanese name, Debido, with like a proper B and a D and an O at the end. That's like how you spell it too. It's crazy. So normally when you click on videos, you should see my video, but it hasn't. Google hasn't updated yet, so you're not going to see mine. But what you will see is very exciting people who sell honey or honey products like vitamins and whatnot. So these are advertisers. They're my enemies, so to speak. But sometimes you fall upon websites that only talk about cooking with honey. So that would be the perfect website for me. All I would have to do is do a recipe with the honey from St. Lucia. I could do a video in St. Lucia about cooking with honey from St. Lucia. Maybe call them and do an interview with them on their live stream, on their website, because that guarantees me a backlink. Obviously, they would love that. And who wouldn't want a live stream video of some guy cooking something with a unique St. Lucian honey in St. Lucia under the beautiful... You can hear the jungle on the webcam. You can hear the jungle at nighttime. So if my colleagues from St. Lucia, Richard, if my colleague in St. Lucia were to cook something with the St. Lucia honey and do an interview in Japanese and in Korean and whatever, just keep doing interviews all day long, right? That would be free content of the highest possible caliber. and it would cost him nothing. Just make a meal and then eat it and then tell us how it tastes. Everybody's gonna love that content because they learn a recipe and they learn about this amazing honey, what it looks like and what it tastes like. Most important of all for this conversation is the backlink. Once, let's see, excite.co.jp. I don't even know who these people are, so I don't want to offend them. Please forgive me, I'm going to use you as an example. But this is an article about honey, I suppose. I can't read it, so I genuinely don't. It doesn't matter to me. As long as it has something to do with cooking and honey. And I could see that that's what it's talking about. More than enough for me for now to prove a point and to give you an example. I really wish I could read that. There it is. So it talks about honey, acacia honey apparently, and that's wonderful. So now I'm going to call these guys and say, excuse me, will you write an article for me, please? I would like you to interview Richard in St. Lucia. He has a webcam. He's going to point it at the table. He's going to tell you all about his honey. You're going to listen to the nature sounds of St. Lucia's jungle. You're not going to believe it's real. It's so loud. The crickets, the birds, the animals. You wonder how many species could there possibly be for them to be so loud. You can hardly hear yourself think. The locals don't know what I'm talking about. They don't hear it at all. For them, they've always experienced that beautiful sound. The music of the jungle is unbelievable. But when I spoke on webcam to my family in France, the only thing they could hear was the background noise of the rainforest. That kind of content is not purchasable. You can't buy that kind of video content. And I'm talking about excite.co.jp. They couldn't pay for a video like that for free. It would cost them thousands of dollars. And they don't have a native St. Lucian to show them how to cook a St. Lucian meal and then a translator. Nobody has that. Nobody could afford that. So everybody would win if Richard would just call these guys and say, excuse me, can you write an article? Can you interview me, please? I would like to talk about honey in St. Lucia. I'll do the video in English. You guys can translate for me, and then I want you to publish it on your website. This is your content. You will benefit from the SEO value. Excite.co.jp will be in position 1 for Google for the keyword St. Lucia honey. They'll be competing with me, but I'm okay with that. Why? Because I have a backlink on their article that links back to my website. So now I have 2 listings on Google that belong to me, because that is an article written about Richard, is about my website. So I'm going to sell Richard's honey. I sell Richard's honey on my website that you just saw here. So now I have 2 listings on the front page of Google for this amazing keyword. Anytime anybody types in a combination of those keywords, they're going to see excite.co.jp with a link to my website, which means that they have the opportunity to follow that path and purchase my honey on my website. They could also cut straight through it and click on my link, which for SEO, and then buy the link and then buy the honey on my website. That's the nature of backlinks, and that's a side value that everybody seems to ignore. I don't get why. It's so funny to me, but if you have 10 amazing videos like that for 10 different publisher companies like excite.co.jp, you would have 10 listings on page 1 of Google, all of them talking about your products. And that's even more profitable because now people really believe that you're the best because everyone is talking about you, and it's in everybody's best interests. That is how you earn your backlinks. That is the best way to earn your backlinks. And it gives you a modicum of control. You can say I can say to excite.co.jp, excuse me, please, when you write your article, could you please include this 5 sentences, make that into 1 backlink, please, and then have it go to this exact page on my website, because that is the page that I want to rank on page 1. You can be honest with them and tell them that. If you ask them to do it and they ask you for money, you say, I'm sorry, but I cannot purchase it, because then it would lose its value to me. I earned my position. I earned my backlink on your website by producing this high quality content for you. You're going to get rankings. Everyone's going to learn how to make some food, which is great with honey, with or without my product. You got what you wanted. The customers got what they wanted. Please honor me. Give me 1 backlink that has this whole paragraph as a backlink. Make it go to this exact page. and our transaction is complete. I have earned my place, you have earned yours, everybody wins. That is how you do it. Whether it's Japan, America, or France, it doesn't matter what language you speak. That's why I'm doing it in Japanese. I don't speak Japanese. I speak French. I speak French and I speak English, which is fine. But I put all my stuff in Japanese to prove a point, because I don't want you focusing on what the keyword is. It doesn't matter what the keyword is. It doesn't matter how many words I've... No. What matters is that you follow the rules. And when you do, you get extremely good rankings. Right. So that's how you get backlinks. That's how you convince the right people to produce a backlink of unbelievable value to your company. That's how you do it. That's how you earn it. Congratulations. You are now one step closer to becoming an expert, advanced digital marketing professional, an SEO professional, search engine optimization professional. Because once you start producing content of such incredible quality and original, simple content, you get everybody's attention. And even if you don't, even if nobody watches this video at all, I can still get that backlink, and that's what really matters to me. It doesn't matter what the video says. I'm a dude in a suit sharing my screen, and I'm still going to be on page 1 of Google for backlinks. Maybe not for long. Probably just on the video section. Maybe it's so competitive that I won't even get there at all because I don't have enough backlinks? Yeah. Because the cheaters, the guys who sell the backlinks, it is pretty effective, you know. It is effective until Google catches you, and then you have the manual action. Do you guys know what a manual action is? I'm not talking about the meaning of the words manual and action. I'm talking about Google. Let me show you what it means. Because it's pretty terrifying, man. It's like, some people are afraid of sharks and grizzly bears. I love sharks, man. I'm a scuba diving instructor. I love sharks. I love them to death, even though they can be dangerous. But I'm terrified of manual action of Google. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. See this? Where it says manual actions? That's the terrifying one, man. Sharks are alright. I can poke. Oh, thank god. Ah, that's the relief. Every time I see this, no issues detected, it's like my heart's like, oh, thank God I didn't make a mistake recently. Whew, man, look, I'm sweating. Look, there's sweat on my brow. I'm freaking out. Even though I've never gotten caught. In my life, I've never gotten accused of a manual action by Google because I follow the rules. It's not that complicated. Whew, no issues detected. But I have seen this page. I have seen this a lot worse. Not on my websites, but on clients who come to me on their hands and knees saying, Dave, I lost all my SEO. I don't know what to do. Please, please, please help me. Like, yeah, sure, man. No problem. It's going to cost you like $5,000 for the audit, but whatever. Now I give audits for free to all of my students. I audit your entire website as quickly as I can. And then I just make a list of all the things you haven't done yet. And then 3 months later, we go through that list again. And I audit you again and again and again until there's nothing left to audit. And so I don't actually have to go too deep in my audit because I usually find a lot of stuff that's wrong very quickly, give you that information, and I'm not going to bother with the other stuff yet because we have 21 months together. Because that's how long the course lasts, is 21 months. Every 3 months I come back to talk to you and I do an audit of your website again. Every student. I calculate that I should get about 24 million paying customers, paying students with there's 2020, 21, 22. By 2022, I figure I should have 24 million paying students for my certification. Because you're either certified by Search Titans or you're one of the suckers that don't understand why your competitors are better than you. That's basically the way it's going to be. I'm giving away all my secrets. The only way to keep up with your competitors is by taking my class. Because your competitors, if they're better than you, it's probably because they're going to take my class. Otherwise, if you take my class, you're going to knock everybody out. And because it doesn't matter that 1,000 people try to get the same keyword, because it's probably not the best keyword anyway. And I'm going to teach you that. I'm going to teach you how to find the perfect keyword just for your company. That keyword's going to get 10 searches a month. You're going to think it's worthless, but it's going to get 100% click-through rate. and it's going to get 100% conversion rate. And you're going to get more money out of those 10 searches per month than you would 100,000 searches per month on the wrong keyword. And I'm going to teach you that. And that's when you're going to realize there is no such thing as a competitor when it comes to SEO. There's just other people selling their junk, and it's different to you. And there's so many different kinds of content that you can do while your competitors aren't doing it. While your competitors are trying to do one piece of content, you do another piece of content. There's so many keywords to target. There's so many people to target. The pie is enormous. All you need is a tiny little sliver of that pie. There's 8 billion people on this planet. Almost. I didn't count them personally. But I can tell you, I did count the people that I want to take my course, and there's 24 million of them. Yeah, I did the research. I counted all of my target markets. I went out and I found how many people searched for the word digital marketing course or any combination that represents my product. And if it represents my product, would it make them a profit if they purchased my product? I counted 24 million yeses. I don't care about the no's. Who cares about people who say no? Screw them. They're not taking my class, right? Yeah. So, in essence, what I'm trying to say here is take my class, and you're going to learn all of this. Now, today, this was how to get backlinks legitimately. Super powered backlinks. Unbelievable profitability of those backlinks without purchasing them, but while not being afraid of paying a lot of money to produce that really high caliber content. And that's okay. It's legal. It's actually the only reason that news websites exist in the first place. High caliber content. What, do you think YouTube exists because they have good software? No, it's because everybody wants to see the content that YouTube has to offer. That's why they're so popular. That's why YouTube, at one point, I don't know if this is still the case, was the largest search engine in the world. Not Google, YouTube, because everybody prefers the content that YouTube has to offer. Which is why almost all of my content is going digital. It's going video. That's why I would rather, instead of writing articles 6 miles long, which I have done, by the way, I have so much content, written word content, I could write, well, I've already written 3 or 4 books that I just have to put into, hardcover and then sell. That's how much I've written. But it's much more valuable as video content. People would rather listen to the droning of my voice and my little cute little jokes and my self-deprecating humor instead of reading an article that's really difficult to understand. And I think that they would prefer to see what I'm talking about. No issues detected is the happiest day of my life. Every time I see it, it's like, oh, thank God Google didn't do a manual action to me. Now that you know that, I'll bet you every single person who watches this live stream is going straight to manual actions on their Google Search Console. Please, 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 no issues, please, no issues, please. Oh, thank God. Because the last thing you want to see is a red mark on that. If you have a manual action, you pissed Google off. Good luck with that. I don't piss Google off. Never. It's not worth the risk. It's not worth the money that I could make in the short term. I've seen people make a whole career out of black hat SEO, which is buying text links on a massive scale. Getting their rankings to position 1 for really, really big keywords like sex, smoking. Like, these are amazing keywords, so profitable. Debt collection is a huge keyword. I've worked for companies that are willing to pay £500 or $750 for a single lead that gets them the potential to get a customer that wants debt consolidation. There's so much money to be made in certain industries that you have a lot of competition, and it's worth cheating and ruining an entire domain name and the server that domain name is on, ruining it forever just to get in position 1 for a few weeks. So I know people who have done that with great success, but they understand that they're destroying every bridge they cross, man. If you don't understand that that's what you're doing, don't do it, because you're really screwing yourself. Every domain name, your entire server, if every domain name that's on your server may be impacted by a manual action on one of your domains. I've seen it happen countless times. I've cleaned it up countless times. I'm like, I'm like the babysitter of websites in the world. All the agencies I've worked for, we get most of our clients from people who've made mistakes buying text links. And then they have the manual action. And then you have to do something called a disavow list. Oh, man. That's the end of this live stream right there. The disavow list. I can't even talk to you about it. It's too dangerous. If you do your disavow list without taking my certification and you do it wrong, you will have done incredible damage to your company. Do not use a disavow list without taking my class. I mean, you could always figure it out on your own. There's a lot of free information out there, sure. But don't you want my experience to go with that? Yeah, you should probably take my class. Take the certification. I'll walk you through getting rid of any manual action. I'll probably just help you and show you how to do it live. I'll do it for you live so that I could use that as content. Yeah. All right, backlinks. That's it. How do you get your backlinks? There's only one way to do it right. You got to earn it. You could pay to earn it. That's fine. You could pay $1 million to get the best commercial ever made for $1 million. Do not publish that commercial anywhere for any reason. Why? Because if you produce $1 million video for whatever reason, do not make it public. Offer it for free to CNN. You don't like CNN because it's not relevant to your company. Fine. Pick the equivalent of CNN. Pick a magazine. Like, for example, let me give you a different example. Steve Rhinella is a hunter. I've been watching his show. I love watching his hunting show. Really great. If he wanted a backlink for his website, where would he get it? From his friends? Fine. But he would also get it from every hunting magazine out there. So if there's the best hunting magazine that he can think of, he would find the editor-in-chief of that magazine, make $1 million video and give it to the magazine for free. All he would have to do is say, please give me a backlink to my website. Even though it cost him $1 million to produce that video and he gave it away to that magazine for free, that magazine is going to make a lot of money by publicizing that video that costs so much. They're going to sell more magazines. They're going to get millions of hunters are going to want to watch that video. Even people who don't hunt are going to want to watch that on the magazine's website. And so a lot of people would be terrified at that thought. I'm going to spend $1 million so that magazine sells more. Are you crazy, David? No, I'm not crazy. I got a backlink for $1 million from the best hunting magazine in the world. And every single hunter in the world is now buying that magazine and coming to my page, the one with my backlink, because of the content that I produced. And it's even better that they're seeing that content through their magazine, because it's not like, because it's different if I'm doing it rather than they're supporting me by putting that. So there's so much value in doing that, and it's actually worth $1 million. If Steve can justify the cost simply by selling more DVDs for more than $1 million for a profit margin, all he would have to do is calculate the value of that backlink for the next 10 years. 10 years? What are you talking about, David? Oh, here we go again. Are you not paying attention? A backlink, a high quality backlink on that magazine will still be there 10 years from now, and it will still give you that boost to your website, which means that every keyword that you want that's in that link, you will be in position 1 for it for 10 years. Forget the monthly searches. Let's go back to the monthly searches again. I really need to make a point. For me, 10,000 searches per month. That's what this number represents. But what if I had it for 10 years? That would be 1.2 million searches from SEO content. I'm going to get this video, this live stream is going to be seen 1.2 million times over the next 10 years. That's not a joke. That's a lot of people watching this live stream, potentially, for 10 solid years. 1.2 million people? Well, let's find out what happens if that's the case. So if I actually do get on page 1 for backlinks for 10 years, page 1, not position 1, who cares? How much money would that make me in gross revenue? It would make me roughly $2,106,000. And but that's because that's revenue. I would lose money if I had to pay per click. So, but I'm not paying per click because this is SEO. So I'm not actually, my gross profit would be 100% in this case because I'm not paying Google for the keyword backlinks. I said that I'm only doing it through SEO. So I'm going to make I'm going to make $2.1 million. If I had to pay for this live stream $1 million, I would still make $1,106,000 in profit margins, pure profit margins off of the first sale of every customer I get for the next 10 years. So if I had to spend $1 million now to get that result, yeah, that sounds like a good deal to me. Nobody does that. Nobody does that. Google would love for you to do that. Why? Because it's amazing content. Everybody wins. I keep saying that. That's what they want. That's what Google wants. They want you to earn it. They don't want you to buy it. They want you to pay for it and earn it. They don't want you to buy it and then pay for it. That's the only distinction. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching my live stream. I really appreciate it. Again, my name is David Deutsch. I'm awesome. I'm also the Global Digital Marketing Trainer for Search Titans. And the next time I do a live stream will be in probably in about 30 minutes. And I'm going to be doing it I'm going to be making a video for AdTech so that I can try to get them to give me a backlink by sharing my live stream that I'm about to make for them. I'm probably going to fail, and that's okay. I just want I want to show you how, what a good effort would be. Like, this is a good effort, and it doesn't cost $1 for me to do that. Now, if I need to make more of an effort because AdTech isn't that easy, like they're going to be like, well, it was a live stream. We need you to do it again. That's a win for me. At least I got their attention. If I could just get their attention, that would be a huge win on the next video that I'm going to make, on the next live stream. So that's what's going to happen next. In the meantime, thank you for watching, and I hope you typed in backlinks, and I hope you saw the Search Titans up there. I hope you click on this video, and I hope that I won. That's what winning is for me. So if that happened to you, I won as far as you're concerned. I'm not going to win 100% of the time. What do you want me to tell you? Personalized search with Google means that every time somebody types in a keyword, they get different results. I can't win 100% of the time, and I don't need to. I only needed to win with you. So if you typed in backlinks, you saw this video, you clicked on it and you watched, I'm a winner, chicken dinner. And I want to thank you for watching. Cheers. Now I got to turn this thing off. This is the awkward part. Here we go.